I already did a candy-ass video about Marjorie Taylor Greene, so I'm not going to go through all that again, but the ego and dangerousness and stupidity of this woman knows no bounds, none whatsoever. A few days ago, well, obviously you remember that Herschel Walker lost his bid to become senator against Raphael Warnock. I'm still kind of angry of the fact that he got over 1.7 million votes. But that's a video I did later previously. Now, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, oh my God, this woman, the arrogance of this woman is staggering. This is her on, of course, War Room, the podcast show that's controlled by Steve Bannon, who's probably going to end up in jail sooner or later, but take a listen at this.
The audacity and really the frank rudeness of the campaign consultants and Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham, where they thought, we're going to keep Marjorie Taylor Greene away from Herschel Walker, and we don't need her voice at his campaign rallies and events where we're campaigning all over the state, I think is a really major mistake and an insult to me.
A really big mistake and an insult to her. Greene, don't take this the wrong way. Actually, I want you to take this the wrong way because you're nothing more than an egotistical woman. You're not that popular outside of that little district in Georgia, which is a deep red district, which is the only reason why you got reelected in the first place. And you're, of course, popular with the MAGA cult, which is dwindling to a small trickle now. But the fact that you think that you could have helped Walker get elected is just beyond egotism. Herschel Walker was a terrible, terrible Senate candidate. And for you to think that if I were involved, I could have helped win the election. No, you couldn't have. Because again, Walker was a terrible candidate. There was nothing you or anyone in the Republican Party could do to dispel that. But it feels like I'm watching the episode of Family Guy when they do a cutaway scene to Julia Roberts. And she screams,
Me.
And actually, Julia Roberts' voice actor did better than I did, so sorry. Anyway, and here comes the dangerous part. During a gala in New York City, Marjorie Taylor Greene says that it is complaining about January 6th, about how she was... Just listen.
I come to Washington, I swear in on January 3rd, I get accused of giving insurrection tours, which I thought was hilarious because I couldn't even find the bathroom in the Capitol. True story. Then January 6th happens, and next thing you know, I organized the whole thing along with Steve Bannon here. And I want to tell you something, if Steve Bannon and I had organized that, we would have won. Not to mention, it would have been armed.
If me and Steve Bannon had set up January 6th, we would have won and we would have been armed. Make no mistake about what this woman just said there. Make no mistake about that whatsoever. Because honestly, she is responsible, along with Steve Bannon and along with Donald Trump. But the fact is, how long is this woman going to get away with crap like this? It's bad enough we have a lame duck wannabe Speaker of the House in Kevin McCarthy. And yes, McCarthy, your ass is next. Sooner or later, your ass is next with me here on YouTube. But the stupid part about this is that she's trying now 24 hours after that video was released on Twitter and so many others, Marjorie Taylor Greene's trying to walk back her comments, or just like out of the Donald Trump playbook after he truthed about wanting to end our Constitution to get back into the White House because Twitter may have stopped the Hunter Biden BS. She decided to tweet this. The White House needs to learn how sarcasm works. My comments were making fun of Joe Biden and the Democrats who have continuously made me a political target since January 6th. And of course, she released this full BS statement. Hey man, and considering all that, how she's being threatened, how her life's been threatened because of Democrats and as in the media lying to her, blah, 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 cry me a river. You are responsible. And as for you saying that that the Democrats have continuously made you a political target, you're the one putting yourself as the target. Every time you open your mouth, Greene, you're the one who hassled a survivor of a mass shooting in a high school in Florida, which none of you Republicans have done anything about. You're the one who you yourself and a few of your friends walked around were hassling Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez outside of her office. If it were up to me, your ass would have been arrested the second it happened, along with your friends. So stop trying to play the victim, Greene. You see, oh boy. You see, what really bothers me about all of this is the simple fact that this clown Greene, is still a congresswoman. Now, honestly, she's been taken off her committees. It's a slap on the wrist at this point. Right now, the Republicans are in control of the House. And don't think for 1 second, and we've heard screaming from Greene that she wants to get back on those committee assignments. The fact is this. You're complaining about being made a political target. You're the one who makes yourself a political target. As I said earlier, every time you open your mouth, every time you show up for a joint section of Congress, for a vote, you open your mouth, you make yourself a target. I mean, when are you going to get it through your head, Greene, that you can't keep acting like this? You're never going to get it through your head. Because quite honestly, you're too stupid to understand how the government is actually supposed to work versus how you want the government to work. The sad part about all of this is that people still support her. And she's doing all this not for the good of the country, but for the good of one man, Donald Trump. It is pathetic. Greene, you might stay the rest of your term this time in Congress, but I guarantee you this. Even that idiot McCarthy is going to it could be at his wit's end. But we got to turn on the pressure on him. Every time Greene says something, get on Twitter, hassle this bastard, ask him why you are letting Greene get away with the crap that she's getting away with, and don't let him off the hook until he answers. The one thing about Elon Musk I kind of respect him about is the fact that he answers his tweets, though his answers are BS. And don't worry, Musk. You're next too, boy. Just right behind McCarthy, you're next. Trust me. Because I got a lot to say about you. But as for Greene, why did you even become a congresswoman in the first place? You haven't done anything to help your constituents in your district. You haven't done anything to help the country except bitch and complain every time someone tries to talk about Donald Trump. Oh, and as for Donald Trump, at the time of this video, we've learned hours ago, that the new council looking into January 6th has subpoenaed Brad Raffensperger. And dollars to donuts, he's going to mention that phone call. I hope you know that, Trump. I really hope you know that. He's going to mention the phone call. He's going to talk about it to Raffensperger, and he is going to give you up. Because if it were up to me, that special counsel, I would say, tell the truth, Raffensperger, or you're going to prison under penalty of perjury. See, here's the real problem with you, Trump, and the problem with you too, Greene. You think you think you can get away with anything you want. You're wrong. The chickens are coming home to roost. Now, being an old Kentucky boy from the country, chickens coming home to roost never made me sad. In fact, it's made me glad. CTP Know The Truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.